welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda. Today I'm in the garden and I have some of these strawberries that I purchased from Walmart. I got 2 packs of them and they were $3.49. Now, these are some of your bare root strawberries, and I've had people asking me questions about the bare root strawberries. I have purchased them several times. I've purchased them from different places. I also have ordered some online, and the ones that I've ordered online have proven to be the best ones. The ones that I purchased from Lowe's a couple of years ago, I never did get any use out of them because when I opened them up, they were completely dry. And as you can see, when these packages are in the store, you cannot tell what the condition is of these bare root strawberries because the packaging is dark. And I think that it could be because they may want, may not want the light to hit it so much because it could force them out of dormancy. I don't know if that's what it is or not. That's my guess, that's my opinion. But I am going to go ahead and take these out because you are supposed to let them soak for a while before you plant them. So this is what they look like. This is what they look like when they came out. And I have ordered, like I said, the ones online. And when I order the ones online, they always look more fresh than this. Although they are supposed to be bare root, also, they do not look dried out and dead like these always look. And I bought these against my better judgment, but I decided, to go ahead and give it another try. Since it's still early in the season. Now, sometimes if you wait around for a while, then you know that those strawberries are not going to be their best because they sit in the store for a long time. But y'all, they just got these out. So this should not be the case. It should not look like this. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give these the benefit of the doubt, although they are crumbly. And this pack is awful. It is awful. Really, y'all, there's no need of giving this a benefit of the doubt. This is just bad. There should be a way that they can tell or that they will support the consumer better by making sure that the consumer is not getting some dead, crusty, dried up stuff like this. Because you cannot see it through the package. So how else are you supposed to, make sure that you get a good pack? Now this one right here, it has, let's see, that's a rubber band. I thought it had some growth on it, y'all. That's a rubber band. Okay, so this don't look good. This don't look good at all. You can expect that it's going to have some soil and sand on it because that's how they pack it. But your bare root should be somewhat intact, and it should not just come, just crumble in your hand and, just be turned into just dust. So really, there is no need for me to soak this. I know that this is not bare root. This is dead. I'm going to put these back in the packet, and I'm taking them back. Because I don't want to just keep those like that. So I'm going to give this other pack a chance. I had my water up here to soak those, but those not going into soak. Okay, so I'm going to try this other packet. It doesn't look good. Does not look good. Okay, so I did this one reason to show you all. And I said that if I would give them another chance because I would hate to say that theirs is, I know Lowe's were bad. And I just don't think I'm going to buy any more of their bare root strawberries. Because, no, I'm not buying any more of theirs. And I'm not buying any more of Walmart's bare root strawberries. Bare root strawberries for Walmart and Lowe's are a bad risk. That's what they are, a bad risk. You're taking a real big chance when you purchase those bare roots from them. Because these are turning out to be just dust. Dust. It's not, when they get in the water, all this, there are no, the roots don't have any substance to them at all. They're supposed to be able to hold themselves together. So this one's going back also. So this was an experiment. I just wanted to show you all because this is this is something that we want to know once we're purchasing things like this, even though you think, okay, this is a good deal because there was supposed to be 10 bare roots in here for $3.49. If they were viable, it would have been a good deal. But since they're not viable, then I just gave away about $7 for nothing. So I will be taking these back. And I told you all, I'm gonna show you the pecan tree that I got from Tractor Supply, and I'm gonna see if it's gonna be any good. I've already planted. I'm gonna let you see what it's looking like. Okay, this is what the pecan tree is looking like that I got from Tractor Supply. It did not have very many roots on it, but the roots that it did have, and some of them kind of sticking up right here, those roots they're not crumbling in my hand. Those roots feel like there is some substance in them, and so I feel like this possibly could prove to be a decent tree. It could go ahead, get some greenery on it. I would, let me see, I said I want to be scratching these trees with my nails, but I can't tell. I don't want to really scratch this little thing because it's already pitiful. So if I scratch it and then I kill it, then it'd be my fault. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to really do much of a scratch to it because it is in dormancy, but it is not dead. I don't think that it is dead. It is not crumbling up at least. And I hate to break off of it. I'm not going to break it. I'm going to leave it just like it is. But y'all, we're going to keep an eye on this so that we can see if there is any life left to this little pecan tree, because I really want a pecan tree in the yard. But if I have to go ahead and get a larger tree that I can see some leaves on it or something like, that tells that it is still alive, I'll go ahead and do that. But for right now, I'm trying this. It was $7.88 pecan tree from Tractor Supply. I also purchased these caladiums, and they were $5.42. And so there are supposedly 5 bulbs in here, which 5 bulbs for $1. A little bit over $1 a piece would not be a bad deal for some caladiums. Look how beautiful that picture is. You get assortment of the colors in here. So let's see if these caladium bulbs have any life to them. The caladiums, these feel hard, so that is a good thing. And look, they decided to give you some plastic that you can see through. So they had more confidence in their caladium bulbs. That's why they put them in this clear plastic. So you saw, you look through here, you can see these. So why you don't put the strawberries in a clear plastic bag so we can see those also? Okay, so these caladiums, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 5. There are 5 caladium bulbs. And so they all feel hard and they feel like there's some life to them. So I'm excited and happy about these because I love the look of caladiums and I want to plant these in my garden. I also love the look of strawberries and I want to plant them in my garden. I'm upset about those strawberries, y'all, because this has happened before. But one reason I wanted to go ahead and do it because I wanted to also be able to help some other people. Because, y'all, if they're not going to do any better about those strawberries plants, then we need to stop buying those bare root strawberries and just go ahead and get the strawberries that we can see that already, bare root is good on Amazon. Amazon has wonderful bare root. I have never had a problem with them. They have grown in my yard, in my garden year after year. But these other ones, they hide behind these green plastics are not viable. So I just wanted to do an honest review for you all who have been asking me about those. And there you go. You saw it, an honest review. I took it straight out of the package and showed you what it was. It was no good. It was dry. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. I'm gonna plant these caladiums. I'm gonna find a pot to put these in. But y'all, I want to plant some tomatoes today. I'm excited. Our forecast has some 47-degree temps in it, but tomatoes can withstand those temps. I think that the tomatoes have hardened off enough that they can go ahead and come out and they can handle those 40-something degree temps, and we'll keep an eye on those. I also have a backup because I planted more tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plant some of my tomatoes now. I'm not going to plant all of them, and we'll just keep an eye on them and see how well they do. And because we're moving into April now, and by the time you see this video, it will be April. Usually not a frost in zone 8B after April gets here. So we're going to see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, so the water I was going to use to soak my strawberry plants in, I'm going to be soaking my caladium bulbs in it. And if you have anything, bulbs or beans or anything, be sure that you soak them before you plant. That'll help them to germinate quicker. And also remember that if you have established strawberry plants, you can make your own strawberry plants by reproducing your strawberry plants. Once you get the runners, you can take those runners and put them in some potting soil, or just let them root themselves right in the soil next to them. And then once they have rooted, you can go ahead and disconnect them from this mother plant, and you can make extra strawberry plants. And your strawberry plants will root them own selves like this one did. It fell out of the container, fell back here behind this raised bed, and now it has large strawberries on it, larger than the strawberries that I have in my containers. This is what the strawberries look like in the container. So I'm going to take one of my strawberry plants and I'm going to pot it in ground, since I see that those in ground strawberries make more big and juicy strawberries. Okay, so here is the next part of our strawberry experiment for today. And I have purchased a Cardinal June bearing strawberry, and it looks really good. The plant looks beautiful, and this plant was $2. And so I'm very excited about this plant. Although it was $2 for one plant, the plant is healthy. It is huge. So I'm going to plant this in ground so that we can see how well the in-ground strawberries does compared to strawberries that you plant in containers. So I'm just going to dig a hole right here between my pomegranate and my fig. I'm going to be amending this soil with some soil acidifier. I'm going to put a little of the blood meal in here. This is going to help to green my plant up. And I'm going to put in some bone meal. This is going to help with my root growth and also with the production of the fruit. I'm going to mix these amendments up in the soil. It has a nice, healthy root system. Then I'm just going to backfill with my native soil. Making sure that I don't completely cover my crown on this plant. And stick my label in. And now I have a new plant planted. This soil is very moist because it has been raining. The plant was already moist. So right now I'm not in no hurry to water this plant in. I will water it in once I plant my tomatoes, and I'll water them all in at the same time. Now I'm over here where I'm going to be putting my irrigation to run to my tomato plants that I'm going to be planting right over here in this area. The tomato plants will be planted all the way down this fence row, and these are my cattle panel fences. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brown drip irrigation tubing and connect it to the main tubing by using this little piece that I put together. This end right here will go into the main tubing, and it's going to be connected to the drip on this end. Okay, first I'm going to need to put a hole into my main line with this. And this is my hole puncher. And I don't need to start back here behind this. I don't need to start back here because I won't be planting any behind. I won't be planting any over here. I'm going to be starting right here. I don't plan on going back there trying to fish out in tomatoes this year. No, we're not doing that. So I'm just going to start right here where I'll be able to see what's going on. So start right here on the end. Got my hole punch. I might have to cut this because it's acting up. I cut this little piece off. It's been easy to put off, but I had my gloves on now and got my gloves really, really muddy when I was planting the strawberries. So now I can go back and start doing it like this. So I'm going to connect. I'm gonna need to put this glove back on. Mud or no mud, I need this glove. Yeah, I love having gloves on in the garden. Okay, I'll give me some more, y'all. Excuse the mud. I'm working in the garden and it's muddy out here. So I'm gonna put this into my brown drip irrigation tubing. And now this end is going to go into the hole that I just punched. And you can see this end it's an elbow and it has a hole in it. So water will be able to flow from my main line into my brown drip tubing. Okay, so now it is connected. And so this is what is going to allow my drip tubing to lay flat without having any curves or anything in it. Because once you have curves in your drip tubing, it's just not going to work that well. Because, as you know, a kink in the tubing will stop the flow of the water. So now what I'm going to need to do is to take my landscape staple and just staple it down the side of this fence. So now the irrigation is down. Now the only thing left to do is plant the tomatoes. Okay, and to speed things up, I mix my blood meal, my bone meal, and my slow release fertilizer in my 5-gallon bucket, and this will just make it easier for me while I am pouring it into my tomato holes. I made my angle here with my box cutter in my plastic and my landscape fabric. And so now I'm down to my native soil, and I'm just gonna dig a hole. And I'm running into some resistance in this first hole because there is a tree nearby. So I don't know if those are tree roots. I think that it is tree roots. So I will be trying to get these tree roots out. But I want to dig my hole pretty deep. So that I can get this plant in the ground deep, and then I'll be able to build some nice, strong tomato roots. Okay, so I got a pretty deep hole. I'm gonna try to see if one of my bigger plants will be able to go into this hole. This is my Kellogg's breakfast tomato. I'm gonna remove these bottom stems off. I'm gonna take my label. And let's see what the roots are looking like on this plant. Okay, so it doesn't have too great of a root system, but the plant looks good. So we're gonna try to see if we can get this planted deep in this hole. I'm gonna go ahead and add my amendments. And this bone meal will help to prevent tomato end rot and give strong root and help with the production of fruit on this plant. Okay, so I got this in here pretty deep. I'm gonna go ahead and backfill. And now I'm gonna stake my plant. And I'm gonna be using these same stakes that I used last season on my tomato plant. And I just stake it through the fence so that this tomato will end up running up this fence. So what I'm gonna be using are some of my zip ties to get it started. And don't forget, before you plant your tomato plants, go ahead and pull off those bottom leaves so that you can have the soil up the stem as far as you can, because all of these little tiny hairs on your tomato plant are going to create roots. So you want to get as many of those leaves off the bottom so that they don't hang down and touch the soil, and those can cause you problems later on, like having bacteria and diseases for your plants. Okay, y'all, I was able to get the first round of tomato plants planted with the help of my son, Ricky, and it is getting dark out here now, but I am very excited about having this first round of tomato plants planted on this cattle panel fence row. I even have a couple of tomatillos on the end, and I do have some purple tomatillos planted. I replanted them. So you need to make sure that if you're planting tomatillos that you have more than one plant. So I do have some extra tomatillo plants planted out here. I also am going to be checking on my other tomato plants that I have, getting them acclimated to the weather so they can get ready to come outside and get planted also. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed the video and that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.